Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the English news edition brought to you live from RTD channel. Coming up in these editions: National Assembly Pan-African Parliament Speaker visits the Republic of Djibouti. And on the international scene, Sri Lanka declares state of emergency after anti-Muslim riot burns home that kills 2 people. Let's go to the details now. The President of the Pan-African Parliament, Mr. Roger Nkodo-Dang, carried out a 3-day work visit to the Republic of Djibouti. He arrived today in the capital and was greeted at the Djibouti International Airport by the President of the National Assembly, Mohamed Ali Mohamed. And during their first talks, the 2 men discussed several topics, including cooperation between Djibouti Parliament and the Pan-African Parliament. And during his stay, the President of the Pan-African Parliament, Roger Nkodo-Dang, will also have a series of meetings and talks with the authorities of the country. And after yesterday's workshop on cross-border trade, the World Bank mission held with the Djiboutian authorities a second workshop, this time on the creation of companies. This series of workshops is part of the project governance and development of the private as well the financial sector, including a review of the ins and outs of ongoing reform initiated by the government of Djibouti as part of the improvement of the business climate. The Minister of Economy and Finance, Ilyas Moussa Dawali, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Investment, Abdi Ashkir, along with the representative of the World Bank, chaired the workshop. Exchange of views with the experts from the World Bank focused on the assessment of the mission of the single window, a real spearhead in the policy of promotion of the private sector launched at the beginning of this year, more precisely on March 12, 2017, with the official inauguration of the one-stop shop by President Ismail Omar Guelleh. The main challenge is to set up a homogeneous structure that brings together all the institutions that contribute to the strengthening of a private sector capable of generating economic growth in our country, facilitate administrative procedure, and removes all blockage related to the creation of enterprises is the overall goal of the single window. Representative of the team, national investment facilitators, partner welcome domestic as well as foreign promoters. In an interview, the Minister of Economy and Finance highlighted that in the latest Doing Business 2018 reports of the World Bank Group, the Republic of Djibouti said has achieved remarkable performance on the indicator of the creation of companies. Indeed, our country, he said, has gone from 172nd place in 2017 at the 115th position in 2018, gaining 57 places in the global doing business ranking of the World Bank. The Minister of Economy as well as Finance, Ilyas Moussa Dawali, a true advocate of the promotion of a strong private sector capable of generating strong growth in our country, welcomed the first year of the one-stop shop that he says is the best strategy to pull the effort and mission, while expressing the difficulties remain and that are inherent. Ilyas Moussa Dawali said that the first fight that the fight against unemployment and especially young graduates necessarily pass through the private sector, creating wealth as well as jobs. In a statement, the Minister of Health, Dr. Jama Ilmi Okiye, said today that a medical mission composed of 20 Turkish surgeons will stay in Djibouti from March 9 to 18 in Djibouti for the purpose of all those who wish to benefit from these surgical service offered by this Turkish medical mission must be known. These operations, he'll say, will take place within the framework of the bilateral cooperation existing between the 2 countries and the health department more precisely. The Minister of Health also met today with the Ambassador of Morocco accredited to Djibouti, the Ambassador of Morocco accredited to Djibouti and resident in Addis Ababa, Mrs. Nehza Alawi Mahdi, was at the head of a strong delegation The talks focus on strengthening bilateral cooperation. The Director of Health Promotion, Abdullahi Aye, Director of Planning and International Cooperation, Mrs. Noura, advisors to the Minister Salah and Samira surrounded the Health Minister during these talks. The purpose of this technical meeting is part of the strengthening of South-South cooperation, and on the occasion the Minister of Health, Jamal Maukiye, welcomed the example of cooperation between the Republic of Djibouti and Morocco. And for her part, the Ambassador Alawi did not miss to thank the Djibouti Minister for the warm welcome that was provided for her. She also underscored her country's commitment to strengthen South-South cooperation through the consolidation of existing friendship between the two brotherly peoples. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mustafa Mohamed Mahmoud, and the Director of the Institute Oxford Training and Consultancy, Robli Ali Mahmoud, signed today a partnership agreement for a training of business. Let's take a look.
The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Mohamed Mahmoud, and the Director of the Oxford Institute Training and Consultancy, Mr. Robli Ali Mohammed, had a partnership signature today for a professional English training. This partnership agreement will enhance 600 young people with a bachelor degree or above to benefit from a professional English training for a period of 6 months. The signing ceremony took place in the Menfeb cabinet in the presence of the Secretaries General of the Presidency and Menfeb, Mr. Mohamed Abdullahi Wais and Mr. Mohamed Abdullahi Mahyub. And in this occasion, Mr. Mohamed Abdullahi Wais said that the Minister has proceeded in a signing convention with the Oxford Institution for a program for a professional English training of 6,000 young people. This program will concern young high school students and more. It's a program enhanced by the President of the Republic, and we will like to take this opportunity to thank him. This program will contribute in the improvement of employability of our young people, as well as helping companies and investors to find in Djibouti qualified young workers.
And still with the national news, mediators and executives from several African countries, including Burundi, Egypt, Libya, Mauritania, Morocco, Somalia, Sudan, Tanzania, as well Tunisia, met at the Sheraton Hotel for a brainstorming seminar on their role. This 3-day seminar was initiated by the Djibouti mediator, Dr. Qasim Isaac Osman. The meeting will focus on strengthening the ombudsman's prerogative to better define the rights of fellow citizens as well as economic migrants, refugees, as well as displaced persons who are victims of sexual abuse or violence.
Sit back and listen. This is a conference for all of the participants, of training for all of the participants to be interactive, to explore the issues, and most important, when you step on that plane and leave Djibouti, and I don't think many of us are going to want to leave after all of the wonderful hospitality that we're receiving, but when we go back home, it will be important for each participant, each country, to take back some strategies, some tools, some actions that you are going to put in place as a result.
This seminar is animated by several international experts, pointing out the mediator of the Republic.
It is an honor and a privilege for me to welcome you in Djibouti to participate in the training of the role of ombudsman in the prevention of human rights and peace organized by the Research Center of Ombudsman Africa. In this occasion, I would like to wish you an excellent journey with us here in Djibouti. The topics of this conference relates on how important this training is for the Eastern and North African countries, which are marked by a massive migration and conflict. I would like to stress the interest we have for those topics, because since 2 months we have taken the initiative of organizing a conference for the mediators of IGAD countries, which the topic was about the origin of migration and its consequence. I salute Le Croix for the choice of those topics, which are coming on a crucial time due to a massive migration faced by our countries and the slavery trade going on in Africa, which is a violation of human rights. Ladies and gentlemen, other initiatives like imprisonment and like the one in Djibouti limits the work in facilitating and conciliating between the administration and workers in order to ensure the prevention of the violence of the human rights decided by the African Charter of Human Rights, whose prevention are involved in the Constitution and especially in Djibouti. It is in the interest of our institution to expand their field of expertise and to support our respective governments in the protection of human rights.
In another news, a delegation of the Budget Ministry headed by the Secretary General Simon Mabratu, the Tax Director Said Gele and other officials went this morning in the region of Al Sabih to proceed with the official installation of the Tax Chief Center in this region. The delegation had the first meeting with the regional council leaders in the presence of the president of the regional council, Omar Wais, and then went to the cash office to install the head of the tax center in the presence of the regional treasurer. The installation of the tax management center in Al Sabih will officially launch the collection of local taxes. The chairman of the regional council, Omar Wais, welcomed the installation of the center to collect local taxes. It is a job that lasts a long time and is effective from today. It must be said that will strengthen the decentralization process. The Japanese Film Festival 2018 was celebrated yesterday in the evening at the French Arthur Rimbaud Institute by the Japanese Self-Defense Forces stationed in Djibouti. The ceremony started with the Japanese folk dances and songs performed by soldiers of the Japanese Self-Defense Forces stationed in Djibouti. The ceremony of the film festival was chaired by the ambassador of Japan to Djibouti, Koji Yamakuni, and saw the participation of the ambassador of France in Djibouti, Christophe Guilou. The festival started last night with the projection of Japanese-made cartoons in English and French subtitle. The Japanese Film Festival will continue for 3 days. This is the demonstration of the Japanese culture to Djiboutians and other fellow citizens living here in the country that will acquire a lot of knowledge about dance and folk dance thanks of the rising sun, Japan. Taking the floor, the Japanese ambassador to Djibouti, Koji Yanitani, explained that culture is a people's unique link, even though Japan, France as well Djibouti are very geographically far. The messages that are transmitted through Japanese films can touch and allow them to better know the cultures. The ambassador insisted finally that this demonstration of the Japanese culture to people living in Djibouti will acquire a lot of knowledge about dance and folk songs of Japan. The Egyptian Sales exhibition has been open for 5 days already at the corniche of the Djibouti city. It is the second time that the Egyptians give themselves to this kind of exhibition. Product of Egyptian brands, Pakistani as well Yemeni. Several products are presented in the exhibition, namely armchairs, sofa, carpets, washes, as well clocks, accessories, perfume, kitchen utensils, television as well, flat screens, but also the symbol of the Great Egypt, a pyramid and pharaoh are present in these miniature. Finally, a restaurant that presents several menus to make known to the general public the Egyptian as well Arab geometry. The difference this year, the products are present in quantity and remain much cheaper concerning its selling prices.
The price also is very good, and we hope all the people welcome to Mercato, to the Egyptian exhibition, to see our product and we hope also all the Djiboutian people like our product. We are 5 days now, and I see the Djiboutian people like our product because our product is much more better than the Chinese product. And I think our price also is cheaper than the price in the market.
And to finish with the national news, in recent time there has been a particular public interest in Djibouti radio television, and after yesterday's visits of the spouse of the French military station in Djibouti, the Djibouti radio station received this morning the visit of the first-year student of the Anglais school located in neighborhood 7. Accompanied by the teachers, the group of visitors, composed of about 50 students, were welcomed by the directors of the administration of the RTD, including Yunus Mustafa. After the reception of the entrance gate, Yunus, led by the group of students and their teachers from the TNT students, were then listened to songs and cartoons. They have taken then to the heart of the diffused songs in honor of their visit. The students were amazed by the multitude of screens of the digital control rooms where diffused the programs of the various chain of the RTD. And afterwards, the students continued their visit to the administrative building for a photo. The students discovered the daily works of the radio and discussed with the facilitators. And on the international scene, Sri Lanka on Tuesday declared a nationwide state of emergency after riots targeting Muslims left. At least 2 people died and homes ablaze in a hill station popular with tourists. The government said it was imposed the extraordinary measure after police failed. The Central District affirmed for its plantation and floods release commands were deployed. The restore order in Kandy after a riot defended an overnight curfew and went on the rampage. North and South Korea agreed to a whole summit in April following landmark in North Korea on Monday with South Korea delegate. The North leader Kim Jong-un has agreed to hold summit. The North is also willing to impose a temporary embargo. The country and the United States began talks. The senior South Korea official told to the press Kim Jong-un attended members of South Korea delegation in Pyongyang, including Chun Hyong, South Korea National Security Chief, and South Korea Chief. That's it for the news. Thanks for being with us on RTD channel.